Leah's internet is going well.
Yeah. She's on her own call right now.
It's
Okay, let's
just
kick this
chime
off.
in whenever you want, Leah. Just chime in whenever. Don't even worry about if anyone else is talking
Right.
because you might not know.
Exactly. Um, okay, I'll kick us off here just so that people have a little bit of a background. So I'm Leo Brand. I don't know if anybody knows me. It doesn't really matter, I guess. But Medina is my sponsor. And I just wanted to give a little bit of a background because I think it's a very random story. But I came across Medina on my Discover page scrolling Instagram, like wasting time. You know what I'm saying? And didn't even give it two thoughts, didn't really dive in and just signed up. She was probably like, who is this girl? And it's just that reminder that somebody's always watching. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes I feel like we are like, I don't feel like posting today. I don't feel like talking about things today. And it'll be that day that you decide to do something and someone will randomly come across you. So Medina is a doctor. I'll let her give her proper title, and also a president Olive Star. So she's at the tippy top. And I have to say it's been such it, and I'm so thankful that I did because she's been just so amazing. She's always here to help us. She's a wealth of knowledge, obviously very successful. And I think the biggest thing is she wants everybody to win. You know what I mean? Like she is going to be all of our hype girl. You know, she's the biggest hype girl. And so I'm so grateful that she's here to do this for us. And she's going to talk
That
about the
was so
placement suite
sweet.
today.
I feel
So
like
I'll
I would
cut it
like for
there.
you to just follow me around because on days where I feel like shit, that was so kind. Like, thank you. I loved that. Um, Truly, thank you. I don't think anyone's ever talked about me so kindly. I was like, oh my God. And I didn't know that about the Explore page. I feel like I never asked you that question, like ever. I just flew right by it. I was like, welcome. Here we are. Okay, so placement suite. So Olive Tree People is, yes, it is so different and it is so cool. So I was with Beautycounter for 6 years. We didn't have a placement suite. So when I came here, I was like, well, WTF is this placement suite? I have no idea what I'm doing, but I will say that you need to utilize it. But it's only helpful for level ones that you've recruited. And so a couple like rules, you have 60 days to place somebody. And so you can do it in multiple ways to be strategic. So my rule is I will place people to get them to the next kind of title or the next promotion. That's a fun way. But then I will also place people to take advantage of the team growth bonus at the end of the month. The team growth bonus can be up to $1,500 of a bonus on top of your commissions, on top of everything else. So understanding the team growth bonus is actually super, super huge. It took me 4 months to understand it. So we won't talk about that, but it does come into play. And the bonus ranges from 50 to 250 to 1,500. I think I don't know, that's a big jump, but it might be that jump. So it is something to understand and really be aware of. And so this is where I use the placement suite. So let's say for Olive Star, you need 10,000 in org volume, but let's say you've got 10 level ones that all have $1,000 in organization volume, and so you're not going to have your legs. So what you can do is you can utilize the placement suite to place somebody underneath someone else. So that, I don't love using the term, but underneath, but that is what it is because you're placing someone underneath somebody. So you're moving someone a level 1 to a level 2. So now they're your level 2. So that is something that is super, super, people are like, oh, I'm taking a pay cut because now I'm only going to make 5% off of them. And I say that is such short-sighted thinking. Do not think about that. Do not worry about that. If you are that focused on like, how much you're making on your team, then you're not leading with the right intentions. And so you can create people's businesses. So now you've placed, let's say you've got Sally and you've got Sarah, and you place Sarah with $1,000 under Sally. Sally now has 2,000 in org volume. She's now considered a leg for you. So then you're going to go and you're going to do that again to build your other leg, because you need 2 legs that are 2 silver olive legs to be at Olive Star. So that's how you build. So then I always say, you're probably like, who do you build under? Build under people that are working hard, build under people that are getting out there and selling, build under people that are showing up to your meetings, that are showing up with good energy. I am all about rewarding. I'm not going to build an influencer just because she's an influencer. I'm not going to build someone just because they maybe had a huge title at a previous company. I'm going to build people that show up, that are consistent, and that are putting in the work. That's huge for me. I also will usually in the beginning, I didn't tell people when they were placed, but as I've grown, I have actually had those conversations to be like, hey, Sarah, I placed you with Sally. Sally is a rock star mentor. You guys we're all still working together, but truly, like, this is just a chance for you guys to work closely together because I think you guys relate because of X, Y, and Z. And so I'd love for you guys to collaborate so that you guys can both hit the top together. What I love doing about that is that it takes a little bit of pressure off of your shoulders. It also builds a community between these two. I just did it with 2 new consultants that joined me that are they both were at Black Olive, and one was kind of taking off a little bit more, had a little bit more infrastructure. So I combined the 2 of them. They relate on medicine. They have a history of medicine, stay-at-home moms. One has 4 kids, one has 5 kids, which sound like so many to me. I was like, that's 9 kids between the 2 of you. I don't know how you do that. But that is like, that's what I connected them with, put them in a group text. We were all in a group text, and now they're doing their own thing, and they don't need me anymore. They do, but they don't. They have each other, and it does create a really cool community. So I love that. I do communicate about placements because I think it's important. Some people do, some people don't. I do. When I move somebody, they will not know if you don't tell them. Their direct consultant does not change in the back. Nope. Your enroller is always your enroller. So for those that don't know, I was actually placed. I enrolled with Kristen Cooper, and she placed me under Kelly Sibley because she, at that point, I don't really know why, actually, it's a great question, but she did. And so I work with Kelly, but my direct enroller is always Kristen Cooper. That's always who shows up in my back office. So just so you're aware, so they don't know. So I feel like I don't want to tell somebody because it's not going to really do anything. Maybe you're only moving $100. Maybe you're not moving someone that's like that, influential. You don't have to read the room, decide what you're going to do, follow your gut for sure on that. The other reason is that you build legs. I did not get to President Olive Star without building my legs. So don't think that you will hit a title without building your own legs. You have to do it. And it all starts with recruiting level 1s. So really taking a look at who's in you. So what I did is I wrote the names of who's in my placement suite. You can go to that. It takes umpteen years to load. So it's not a computer issue. It takes umpteen years to load. Write down the names and then go to your dashboard and write down the volumes that they have. Anyone that has either a $100 LRP or a $250 minimum order, or they've ordered a kit when they enrolled, they are considered fast start and team growth qualified. They are going to be crucial when you are working for your team growth bonus, which I can talk about in a second. So I will put a little star by them if they hit one of those. So then I know. Then I take a look at who's building and who's rocking and who's going. And like, let's say, I'm going to just call names in the chat. So we've got Amy, and Amy is crushing it. She's really growing and she's showing up to the chat. She's asking questions. And so she's maybe $300 from hitting, silver olive. I'm going to put a person underneath her, help her get that promotion because it feels great to be seen and great to be rewarded. And then also help build her team. Let Amy know, hey, I placed this girl underneath you, and go from there. So that is the way that I'll use placements. When we get into team growth bonus, you want to, when you're thinking about the bonus structure, as you build your 3 legs, you need to start thinking about the team growth bonus. Until you have 3 legs, don't think about the team growth bonus or worry about the team growth bonus. It all is about 3 legs. So you want to have 3 level 1s direct to you that all have 250 in either sales or the $100 LRP. Then you want to have 3 people directly below them that also have that same qualification. And then to get the 1,500, you have to have a 3rd layer under each of those 3. So the pod ends up being, I think, 27 that are all qualified. And so I will look because some people's pods might not be qualified each month. So I'll go in and let's say I'll look and I'll say, oh, Leah's missing 1 qualified person because the person that qualified last month didn't do anything this month, right? Which we know happens. I will place somebody there, not to get Leah to a new title, but to get her pod qualified. She gets a bonus and then I get a bonus, if that makes any sense. Is there a time of the month I'm looking and placing for team growth bonus? You get paid that out at the end of the month. So I'm always looking on the last 2 days of the month to seeing where do I need to maybe place a couple people if they're qualified to help not only the consultant I'm placing underneath them get a bonus, but also to help myself get a bonus as well too. So it ranges down. So that is just something to be aware of. But every single person, if you have the volume, if you have the org volume for a title, start looking into how you're building your legs. Because what you might lose if you think like, I'm going to lose if I move this to my level 2 or my level 3, because now I'm not making 10% on them. What you're going to lose in that commission, you're going to make tenfold with the team growth bonus. Plus, you're going to continue to build titles. As we roll into each quarter, you have to think about the quarterly bonus, which is all based on titles as well, not org volume. So it's super, super important to have your team structured. You don't want to structure wide here. That's not how you want to do it. You want to structure in like a tripod situation. Really, you promote with 3 legs, and that's how you do it. Leah, don't unmute. It's dangerous if you unmute and start talking. We never know what could happen. So that is like, that's what I tell people is like, if you have the org volume, let's say you're going for Violet Olive Star, that's 30,000 in org volume. I think it's a black olive and 2 silver or gold olives. Then what you want to do is you want to help build people, right? Maybe that black olive is $200 away, but you've already got the org volume. You've got someone in your placement suite that's at 201. Place them, like build that team, build that leg. Don't be afraid to use that. And that is the placement suite. And that's what we all do. So I've recruited 337 level 1s. I don't have 337 level 1 people. I do not have that. Like I would never. I'm not, my bandwidth, I would explode as a human being if I had to do all that. So I have placed people and built people's legs because they've shown up. There's no rhyme or reason to it other than they've shown up, they've worked their business, they're doing the activity, they're getting into business activity. And I want to reward people for hustling because I think that that's a great thing. So what questions do you guys have about the placement suite? If you want to type them, if you want to unmute, that is kind of my quick and dirty rundown of the placement suite. I would say this, one thing too is you'll make a wrong placement. It'll happen. Nobody died, but it will happen. But just remember, nobody died. So you just move forward. And like, if you're just like, if you make the wrong placement, then you will miss everything. And just understand it will happen. You'll place someone and you'll place the level, and your level 2 isn't doing as much as she was. That's when I do have conversations to remind people like, hey, this person got placed under you. What I do need from you is to have that, $100 LRP or that $250, in orders or personal sales, just because that allows them to also make commission on their team. But then also it helps you be team growth qualified. So there is a give and take. I'm like, hey, I'm going to give this to you, but hey, in return, can you please make sure that you're doing X, Y, and Z?
Okay, I have a question about like affiliates. So I've kind of been utilizing those because I'm like, well, they're not going to build someday. So why not just like utilize that volume to help build someone else's? But is there any downfall to that? Like as far as them needing to reach quotas or anything like that? So that's actually good to just move all those people to
I move a lot of my discount shoppers are my level 4, 5, 6, 7s because I'm like, I'm just moving it for volume to help. I don't confusion. I'll just say if I know they're a discount shopper, which they drives me nuts, but I'll still initially to help someone else get to a next title. That's always usually why I'm placing it. So yeah, because what you're doing too is like placing people, you are changing someone's paycheck. They start to make money off who you've placed. And I think that to me was like the greatest gift I think you can give another human being. So yeah, that's a really, really good question.
Is there any reason why you would not move a consultant? Like, I'm just thinking like the only thing is if I think someone could potentially be like, right now I have 2 strong legs, right? So like, I'm kind of reserving someone who I think would be a really strong 3rd leg. Is that right? Like kind of reserve that rather
exactly.
than
If I think they're going to be a strong leader, then I want to keep them closer because think about when they build, you still want to make commission on that downline, and we make it up to level 9 once you hit president, but up to level 7. And so you want to think, I don't want to start placing my big leaders past my level 4.
It would still be
really.
safe to put
I
them at a
wanted
2
them-
then. So like I have someone who I'm like, she'd be good, but she'd also be good with this other person. So I feel like I'm trying to decide if I should move her or not. So, okay.
Yep.
So as long as she's not too deep, it's not gonna be terrible because it will push me to recruit other strong legs that way too.
Exactly,
right?
exactly. And that's when the placement suite is when you get to utilizes it, is like, if you're not recruiting, the placement suite means jack to you because you can't do anything unless they're your level ones. So that's exactly right. And it does motivate you. I tell people the worst thing we do as leaders, or when we get to a certain position in this business, is stop building our business and stop bringing new people and stop adding people to this community, because then it gets stale. And then life happens, seasons happen, people are going to ebb and flow. And having additional level ones allows you to maybe support someone when you know they're just having a rough month, or allows you to build another leader to maybe offset someone that might not be doing as well. So it just gives you flexibility in this
Thank you.
business. Yeah. Really, really good questions. It's like you
Well,
knew
I've
what
been
to
in direct
ask.
sales for years. So but I've never had a placement suite before. So I think it's just super sweet.
Yeah.
Like one of the girls on my team in our last company, she was such a go-getter, but she just never never ended up being able to build a business. So I just think it's so sweet that I can reward her. Like I think she deserves it. Like she'll be an amazing leader. So I just think it's neat that we can kind of boost them to like catapult them, and it will build their confidence. It will do all the things
Yes.
and increase their paycheck, which will keep them motivated rather than falling away. So I love it. I just want to make sure that I'm using it correctly.
Yep, you are. Yeah, you're using exactly, and your thought process behind it is also exactly correct. And that's what I tell people, like when you really think about what the placement is doing for people and you stop, because I've had so many people be like, I don't want to move my level 1 because I'm going to lose 5%. And I'm like, if that is your thought process, it's such a narrow-minded thought process. We want to think big picture here. We want to build leaders. We want to build confident women. We want to empower our teams. That is, I can't control other organizations, but that's what my purpose and my goal is here, is like, how do we empower all these women on our team, and all these women that, like you said, there are some women which they will rock their business and do everything right, but for whatever, this is where Love Star level and all of that.
Perfect.
Love it.
Okay, so I have a super old computer and my camera doesn't work, so I'm gonna look into that. But
Amy.
I wanted to ask about the quarterly bonus based on title. I am newer, so I wasn't sure what that meant. Could you just run through what that means?
Yep. So each quarter, so just regular quarters, right? Like quarter 1, quarter 2, quarter 3, quarter 4. We're just finishing quarter 3. We'll start quarter 4 on October. So you will $1,000 and $6,000, $5,000. I have to look it up. It's one of those two. There's too many numbers in my head, but you're eligible for a bonus, and it's for hitting titles Green Olive Star and above. So there are bonuses already built into when you hit Black Olive and but so Green Olive Star, which is 15,000 in org volume with 3 legs, and then Violet Olive Star, which is 30,000, and then Silver, which is 50, Gold, which is 100, etc. And then Black Olive Star, which is 175 and above. You start getting quarterly bonuses that will range from either $1,000 to, I'm going to say 5. And you have to maintain, your bonus is paid at the end of the quarter based on the lowest title you maintained throughout the 3 months of Green Olive Star and above. So let's say you hit Violet Olive Star, we'll use in October, we'll just use Q4. You hit Violet Olive Star Q4 of October, and you're like, okay, awesome, I'm eligible for a $2,000 bonus. But then in November, you hit Green Olive Star. You are no longer eligible for the Violet Olive Star bonus because you didn't hit Violet Olive Star in November.
Got it.
But then let's say in December again, you hit Violet Olive Star, you're going to get $1,000 because Green Olive Star was your lowest title maintained throughout those 3 months.
That makes sense.
Does that make sense? Yep. And it's honestly, I never had bonus structure like this before. But it's pretty cool because what's built into the Black Olive is like, I think it's a 300 bonus. And then I think Olive Star is $750. Those are paid out. You have to hit Black Olive 3 months in a row and then Olive Star 3 months in a row from the first month that you hit it. But those bonuses are not quarterly, so you can hit that whenever. So I'm gonna see if I missed anything in this chat too. That was a good question, Amy. Thank you for asking that.
Yeah, thanks. And I'm Leah's sister-in-law, so we were like, yeah, Team Shiragi on the technology tonight.
You guys are crushing it. Crushing. I think you guys should gift each other some technology, some new laptops for use your quarterly bonuses to for new laptops. Great. You're doing great.
We're here.
Okay.
We're trying.
I was gonna say you're present and your mic
We
works.
showed
I would
up.
have your mic work than your video, right? I love this. Okay. Let's see. Do I freely build? Leah asked the question, do you freely build move with the mindset that you'll keep recruiting level ones? Like, would it make sense to focus on building a pot of 3 and once that's stable through the placement suite, then build another pot of 3? Yes, I build one pot of 3. You max this comp plan out at 9 pods. Does that make sense? Or wait, 9 level ones, not 9 pods, 3 pods, 9 level ones, excuse me. So I will build one pot of 3 and really focus on that. And then once that's stable, then I will build my next pod.
You're
of
talking
3
3 deep
after that.
or 3 wide?
3 wide,
3 wide.
3 level
Wide.
ones.
That's
Yep.
a pot.
So
Okay.
it's, yep, 3 wide. Well, a pod, you're actually 3 wide
Okay.
and 3 deep. So because it's like
Okay,
a pod
okay,
is
okay,
27
okay.
people total. Yep. Good question. Yeah. So, but I was going to say you max your comp plan. And I said that all wrong. So I don't blame you for like asking questions because I said it totally wrong. Your max the comp plan being 9 level ones wide, and then you build down from that basically. So there would be no point that was not doing well, if that makes any sense.
So am I understanding correctly that, so 9 wide, so like 3
Mhm.
pods?
Yep. Yep.
Okay,
Exactly.
okay.
Exactly. Some people will build their 3 legs and then they'll have like a 4th leg that they'll build, that just in
Safety
case.
leg.
Exactly. Yep. Exactly. Yep. And green olive star is the first one where you need 3 legs. Olive star, you need 2 legs at 2,000. And yeah, sorry, Leah already asked that question. Sorry. If I just read further, I would be good and I would
Okay, I
understand.
have one more question. I like that. I'm a question girl.
Keep 'em
apparently.
coming. No, I love this.
So you just alluded to, as we were talking about discount people, and you said, I hate that. Do you, I mean, because I feel like it's a common thing. Like if you want a 25% discount, like I feel like it's very promoted in this company, which I'm not used to. I'm used to, in my former company, it was like, I don't want anyone for just the discount. Like, so I'm just curious kind of where your mindset is with all that and how you build it. Like, is it kind of a good thing? I feel like it's been beneficial for me because those are the ones that I've been able to push under. But at the same time, I want to make sure that I'm working like smart.
Correct. I don't advertise it to anybody, like to be like, anyone can enroll for $250, like, or for $50. Come on down. Like, I'm not the person that's trying to recruit. I always say, don't recruit the lazies and the crazies. Like, I'm not that person that will do that. I am like, I want to recruit people that are going to want to work their business, that would be great peers, that are great colleagues to work with, that are just inspirational women. That's who I want to work with. Are people going to figure it out and join anyway for the discount? 1000%. Women are smart. They know how to get a discount. So they'll figure it out. I don't promote it as much as some people promote it. People can decide what they want to do, but I do agree with you. Yes, it does add some flexibility where I can move some people, but what happens is that they'll work 1 month or they'll order 1 month and then they don't order the next month. So then they're not as useful in terms of like that team growth bonus thing where you need those people qualified. They're not as helpful. And then you're like, okay, I have to place another one there because now I need to, make that pod qualified. So that's where I'm not going to blast it from the moon to like anyone join me. I want to be, anytime someone asks me about being a consultant, I will say you lose your 365-day return policy being a consultant. So I tell people, I go, if you are just here for your discount, I wouldn't do it because you're going to lose your 365-day return policy.
Okay.
And that's literally what I say. I don't say anything more. I don't say anything else because I'm like, oh, and so I'm like, and if you don't have any inclination of working this as a business, there's so many more perks as being a client that I don't really recommend you just joining for the discount because it doesn't offset what you could lose.
Perfect. Okay. Thank you.
Good question. We have 8.5 minutes left, so. A paid Zoom membership. It'll be the best gift you've ever received. But no, I think this is perfect. 40 minutes actually works great. So I'm giving you crap, but it worked great. Anyone else? Any other questions? Jill, I've loved all your questions. They've been so good. Tomorrow I've decided, I'm just saying it on this because I'm here to fill time, is that there's the Glow and Grow is going to be on cleansers, double cleansing, all the different cleanser types, what you to use them for, how to double cleanse, why to double cleanse, what an oil cleanser does, what a gel cleanser does, combos, what are the best fun combos, all that good stuff. So spread the word. I have to make the graphic after this. That's why I'm thinking about it.
Okay, on that topic then, I just got the F10. So
Yeah.
would you only recommend using that at night, or you can use it in the morning?
You can use
Okay.
it in the morning. I always tell people don't use it with your oil cleanser because a lot of times the oil cleanser is taking off all the impurities and all of like maybe your makeup or just dirt and all that. And if you use the F10 with your oil cleanser, you're literally like pushing all that crap into your pores. So I always say cleanse your face first, and then you can either do the gel cleanser, mix it with the F10. You can do the F10 on its own. You can do the F10 after the gel cleanser. You can get crazy and decide what you want to do. I do have some people using the F10 too in the morning as well, because there's no like night or evening, or doesn't matter morning or night. It's really good. Like
I had serious FOMO.
So good.
We were talking about it so much, and so
see, that was my influence.
Yes,
it was attraction marketing. No, it's so good. More people need it, and it's great for sensitive skin because you can control. It's made from the olive pit, like the pit of an olive. That's the kind of grittier that you're feeling. So it is so good for sensitive skin. It's phenomenal. Like I wish it had a different name because people get confused by the name. But we'll educate about it all tomorrow. It'll be great. It'll be amazing. Okay. Is like, if you have a question, if you're like, I'm thinking about placing this person here, it would do what's going on and be like, okay, yeah, that'd be great because then it gets you to here. But I always think be strategic. So make sure it's strategic for you, make sure it's strategic for the person you're placing, make sure it's for, it should always be mutually beneficial is what my thought process is. Sometimes they don't always benefit me, but I would much rather it benefit somebody else first. So just make sure it's always benefiting them. If it's like a title promotion or whatever that might be, or helping them with the quarterly bonus.
So super helpful. Thank you.
Good. Okay. I'm glad. Very glad. Thanks guys for getting on a call to like meet some of you guys too in real life. I guess whatever this Zoom real life is, but I loved it. It was really nice because I never see all the faces on the big Zoom. I'm just too busy pushing my dog away and muting people and then trying to speak. So I love this. This is way better. If you guys ever need anything, or if you ever want to do this again, please, like, I'm here. I'm just hanging out. So just let me know. Yes. Thank God dogs are always welcome. If I always want to say, like, if people don't love dogs, please do not come on the Glow and Grow because Bryce is present, always there. So, okay.
Thank
you guys
so
so
much.
good. You're so welcome, you guys.
Bye, ladies.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.